It's a random Sunday afternoon. You're scrolling online, and you see another video promising that someone became a millionaire in 18 months. Then you look at your own bank account and wonder, am I doing something completely wrong with my money? Because you work, you pay your bills, you try to save, yet somehow your financial life still feels almost exactly where it started. And that's when the internet gives you two terrible choices. Get rich incredibly fast, or wait 40 years and hope everything works out. But there is a much more realistic middle ground, and 5 years is long enough to create serious financial momentum. Not necessarily millions, not guaranteed riches, but a completely different financial position than the one you're in today. And the important part is that you don't need one incredible investment or some secret business model to get there. You need a system that makes your income, savings, investments, and decisions work together for long enough to matter. Because the first mistake people make is thinking wealth begins with investing. It usually begins much earlier. It begins when you create enough financial breathing room that your next decision isn't controlled by your last emergency. Think about what happens when you have almost no cash buffer. A car repair isn't just a repair anymore. It can become a credit card balance, interest charges, another monthly payment, and another reason you can't save. That's why your first goal isn't to look wealthy. Your first goal is to become financially difficult to knock over, because there is a limit to how much you can cut, but your ability to earn can potentially grow for years. Imagine someone earning $3,500 a month and saving $350. That's a 10% savings rate. Now imagine that person spends the next 2 years becoming more valuable at work instead of simply hoping for a bigger paycheck. They learn a marketable skill, take on harder projects, improve their resume, negotiate, or move toward better paying work. Maybe their income eventually reaches $5,000 a month. They don't need to become a completely different person. They simply created more room between what they earn and what they need to spend. That gap is where wealth is built. The larger and more reliable the gap, the more options you have. And this is why your career can be one of your most important financial assets during these first 5 years. A 5-year window gives you enough time to develop expertise, change roles, negotiate repeatedly, or build another income stream. But there's a catch. Every raise creates a temptation that can quietly destroy the entire advantage. It's called lifestyle inflation. Earning more, then immediately finding new ways to spend everything you earned. You get a raise, and suddenly the apartment needs to be nicer. The car needs an upgrade. Dinner happens out more often. None of those purchases are automatically wrong. The problem is when every income increase becomes a permanent expense increase. So here's a simple rule. Whenever your income rises, automatically send a meaningful portion of the increase toward your future. You could save or invest half of a raise, for example, while allowing yourself to enjoy the rest. The exact percentage isn't sacred. The principle is what matters. Your lifestyle should grow slower than your earning power. That one decision can create a surprisingly large difference over 5 years. Now we get to the third part of the system, turning your growing financial surplus into assets. This is where investing becomes important, but notice the order. Foundation first, income second, investing alongside both. For many U.S. investors, that can mean taking advantage of workplace retirement plans, IRAs, and diversified long-term investments. The specific account matters, but the bigger idea is simple. Consistently put capital into assets designed for long-term growth. A broad market index fund can be one way to do that, because diversification reduces your dependence on one company succeeding. But don't build your 5-year plan around a guaranteed market return. Markets can fall, sometimes dramatically. Instead, build around what you can control, how much you invest, how consistently you invest, and how long you stay invested. For example, investing $1,000 a month means contributing $60,000 over 5 years before considering any investment growth. What the account is worth after 5 years will depend on actual market performance, fees, taxes, and the timing of those returns. That's important because realistic wealth building doesn't need fake certainty. You can make a powerful plan without pretending the market owes you 7 or 10%. And there's another piece that doesn't get nearly enough attention: your savings rate. If your income grows from $4,000 to $6,000 a month, but your spending grows almost as quickly, your wealth barely benefits. But if your income grows while your major expenses stay relatively controlled, your monthly investing capacity can change dramatically. That is the real 5-year advantage. Not one giant breakthrough, but a widening gap between what comes in and what goes out. Now let's turn this into an actual 5-year roadmap, because save more and invest isn't enough. Year 1 is about stabilization. Know where your money goes, eliminate obvious leaks, and establish your emergency savings. If you have high-interest debt, especially expensive revolving debt, create a deliberate payoff strategy instead of pretending it isn't there. At the same time, begin investing something appropriate for your situation, even if the initial amount feels almost embarrassingly small. The goal of year 1 isn't to become wealthy. It's to stop financial chaos from controlling every month. Year 2 is where you become more aggressive about your earning ability. Choose one skill that has real economic value, then spend enough time becoming genuinely good at it. Don't collect 20 online courses. Don't chase every new side hustle. Build one capability people will actually pay for. Then use that capability to pursue a raise, a better position, freelance work, or another legitimate source of income. Year 3 is about scaling what worked instead of constantly starting over. If your income improved, don't immediately absorb the entire increase. Direct more of that new capacity toward assets. Increase automated contributions when your cash flow allows, while keeping your emergency reserve appropriate for your actual expenses. And start measuring something more meaningful than your checking account balance: your net worth. Add your cash, investments, retirement accounts, and other assets. Then subtract what you owe. Your net worth won't rise perfectly every month, especially when markets move, but the long-term direction tells you whether your system is working. Year 4 is where compounding starts becoming more visible, but don't make the mistake of becoming impatient. You may see your investment balance growing, your income improving, and your debt shrinking at the same time. That's when the process can finally start feeling less like sacrifice and more like momentum. And year 5 is about protecting everything you've built while deciding what the next 5 years should accomplish. Maybe that means a larger investment rate, a career change, buying a home, building a business, or simply reaching a much stronger financial position. But here's the part one really want you to understand. 5 years isn't a deadline for becoming rich. It's a deadline for becoming a completely different financial person than you are today. Imagine starting with $2,000 saved, consumer debt, and no real investment system. 5 years later, you could have an emergency reserve, substantially less expensive debt, growing retirement accounts, and a much higher income. You might not be financially independent, but you could have something almost as important at this stage: momentum. And momentum changes the math because a larger income creates larger contributions, and larger contributions create more capital. More capital can produce more growth over time, which can eventually make your progress feel much faster than it did at the beginning. But none of that works if you constantly reset the system every time something exciting appears online. You don't need the hottest stock. You don't need the newest cryptocurrency. You don't need a secret trading strategy. You need a financial life that can survive boring months, bad markets, unexpected expenses, and your own impulses. That's why the 5-year plan is really 4 systems working together. Earn more, keep more, invest consistently, and protect what you've built. If one of those systems is missing, the others have to work much harder. A huge income with uncontrolled spending doesn't build wealth. Extreme saving without income growth can become exhausting. Investing without a cash reserve can force you to sell at the worst possible time. And earning more without investing or saving the difference simply gives your lifestyle more room to expand. But put those pieces together for 5 years, and your financial life can look completely different. 5 years from today is coming whether you make a plan or not. The calendar is going to move either way. So the real question isn't, can I become a millionaire in 5 years? It's, how much stronger can I make my financial position if I spend the next 5 years doing the right things consistently? Because real wealth usually isn't built by one spectacular decision. It's built when ordinary decisions become a system, and that system gets 5 full years to work.